So great to see everyone this morning. Bright, sunny day. We were all saying we all have a bounce in our step. I think we're excited about spring, we're excited about sunshine, and we're just excited to be together. And we're excited to have a great discussion today on some really critical issues around diversity, equity, and inclusion. I want to thank you all for joining us. I remind us all this is a hybrid event, so we have some folks who are Zooming in as well. So every once in a while you may hear a question come from the etherland, but I want to let you know that we have an audience that's joining us outside this room as well, and we'll be conscious of that. But to see you all here this morning is just spectacular, so thank you. Many of you I've had the opportunity to meet before, but in case we haven't, I'm Michele Siekerka. I'm the president and CEO of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. I always like to say I am the proud CEO because I love our organization. I love what we do. I love what we stand for because we stand for you, right? Great businesses make great communities. You'll hear me say that probably 10 times this morning. And this is a classic example of what we're celebrating today. Right, where business understands that it's not just about the bottom line, it's about the mission that drives the bottom line, it's about living to values that give you good ROI in return. And we know it to be true, right? This is not checking boxes, this is not making stuff up. All right, this is real, this is true. When we work to values, great outcomes come from there. Right? When we work to good values, great outcomes come from there. And we believe that. And I just always like to share, at BIA, when we started our DEI initiative, now it was pre-COVID, so I guess we're about 4 years in. But when we started this, we were trying to talk with our businesses, and we found the companies were all across the spectrum. We had companies who so wanted to be involved in doing, the right thing, but they just didn't understand what that meant for them. They didn't know how to get in it, and they were kind of like a little squeamish and embarrassed about discussing where they weren't yet. And we said, no. We're going to give you a safe place to have these discussions, and we're going to lift each other up together, right? No judgment in the room when we talk about this, because if you're here, it means you're trying to figure it out. And together, we're going to help you to get there. All right, so that's what this initiative has been about over the last few years. But when we started it, at BIA, we were trying to lead it, and yet in our own organization, we hadn't really set up our own culture in a way. We had values, absolutely. I mean, we live by values every day, right? But we didn't do our own journey inside. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're kind of like, talking it, but we're not walking it. And so, 2 years ago, we started internally with our staff, and we retreated, and then we created, a culture statement that embedded the values we were already living every day, but with intention, making sure we were using them in order to support diversity, equity, and inclusion in what we do internally. And at our last staff meeting just a couple weeks ago, we actually presented what now our metrics are that we'll hold ourselves accountable to over the next few years. And I share this because our metrics are very slow and steady, right? And we were just talking before, like slow and steady is sustainable wins the race, like no shocks to the system, right? So when we talk about wanting to ensure that NJBIA is representative of the beautiful footprint of diversity we have across the great state of New Jersey, right? How do we do that and make sure the businesses that are members reflect that as well? And we have a strategy for that. And when we have the opportunity to bring someone new onto our team, we say, well, how do we do that, right? Well, we always make sure that there's a diverse pool in recruiting. And frankly, we've changed how we recruit, and we've changed our job descriptions, and we've learned from others who are having success in the area. So we did that. And we said, when we buy products and services at NJBIA, because we have some like 80 vendors that work with us, what's the filter that we bring? And let's talk about what it looks like today and what it might look like tomorrow. Right? So we are now walking the walk, and I'm proud of that. And I share that because no matter where you may be on the spectrum, I'm going to guess because you're here today, you all are on the very further end of the spectrum. But for some of you who are a little quiet in the background saying, I just want to listen today and I want to learn, please listen and learn. And we're here to support you on your journey. And we'll help to bring all the resources we can so that your journey is a successful one. So with that, before we go to the formal part of the program this morning, I want to thank those who make this program possible. Because we can't do this without great, strong partners. And they're up on the screen, but just give me 1 minute to announce their names, and then together we'll give them a round of applause. Association Member Trust, Bristol-Myers Squibb, Capital Health, Chiesa, Shahinian, and Giantomasi, Focus New Jersey, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Integris, New Jersey Resources, New Jersey Business Magazine, New Jersey Council of Community Colleges, NJM Insurance Group, RWJ Barnabas. Let's have a round of applause for them. And we have special folks in the room today that we call our ambassadors. And our ambassadors are people who I see at all of our events, who frankly out in the field just talk about BIA and shake hands and tell people what we're all about. And so thank you to Z and Scally. Give a wave, our two ambassadors who are in the room today. And I would totally be remiss if I didn't recognize those who are leading our DEI Council. So let me announce all their names, and then we'll give them a round of applause. Jason Holt, who's a partner with Chiesa, Shahinian, and Giantomasi. BND Consulting Group, Director of Development for iLearn Schools. Shai Hopkins, the Marketing Coordinator for New Jersey Small Business Development Center. Jackie Lurea, President of Alexina Consulting. Craig Morton, Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Andrea Murphy, Director of Environmental Affairs and Sustainability with Panasonic North America. And Denise Venuti-Free, Director of Communications and External Affairs with New Jersey American Water. Let's give them a round of applause for their leadership. So if you had the opportunity to see this month's award-winning New Jersey Business Magazine, it's all about DEI. And within here is a great story on page 20 that recognizes companies that are living the values each and every day. And we have the opportunity this morning to celebrate those companies with the presentation of some awards. I encourage you, please read the article. Magazines are there. Learn about these companies, because by way of introduction today, I'm just going to be saying their name and their company and inviting them up for a picture. But take time to get to know them. And when we take a networking break, take time to go over to them and say, thank you for your leadership, and then see what you can learn from them along the way. Yeah. So I'm going to invite up first Brittany Hale from BND Consulting Group. Brittany? Congratulations. Alan Sobel, CLA. Alan, come on up. Jason Holt, Chiesa, Shahinian, and Giantomasi. From Einstein's Alley, Catherine Kish and Dr. Nicholas Montalto. Dr. Avonia Richardson-Miller from Hackensack Meridian Health. And last but certainly not least, Jennifer Gorka from New Jersey Resources. Let's have one more round of applause.